What's happening, everybody, on YouTube? Steve here, Rake and Profit over at rakeandprofit.com, coming back to you with another video. And I get asked pretty often, at least a couple times a week, is it worth shipping to Amazon FBA? Is it worth selling on Amazon FBA? And I want to answer a lot of beginner questions in this video, especially if you've never shipped to Amazon FBA, if you've never listed something on Amazon. This video is definitely going to be for you. Now, I do want to say, if you haven't had a chance to watch last night's video, definitely check it out, because I actually took my good friend Andrew behind the scenes, and I helped him to go through the process of shipping to Amazon for the first time. So I literally walked him through the entire process. Most of the process, I didn't document all of it on the video, but a lot of great insights on that video. So definitely check it out. What's up, Sterling? We got Earn Your Shirt in the house. Doing phenomenal. Just got finished with a shipment right here. 49 pounds. So I was pushing my luck. You want to make sure if you're shipping to Amazon, keep it under 50 pounds. So like I have to keep like adjusting things. But anyways, I want to show you something. I just got done with a shipment right here, and average sales rank is around 396,000, just under 50 pounds, shipped in 22 products with an estimated profit of about $812. So most of the stuff that you see right in here are primarily books. I had a book that was selling for over $100. I had another book that, big shout out to Mama Profit. That's why I love my mother. Yesterday was Mother's Day. She gave me on Mother's Day, I couldn't believe it, she gave me a $250 book. A $250 book. Like new condition. It was a textbook. It still had the access code in it. And it was like a 240,000 rank. So that was amazing. So that's primarily why that shipment is so profitable. But is it worth shipping to Amazon FBA? That's the question. Let's talk about shipping price first, okay? Shipping is massively subsidized when you're shipping through the Amazon FBA program. What does that mean? Well, let's just put it this way. This box that was 49 pounds, if I was to ship it traditionally through like UPS or USPS without any Amazon discount, that would probably be like 40, 50, 60 bucks to ship, right? Maybe a little less since I'm only shipping to New Jersey, but it would be a lot. That only cost me, I still have the Amazon, I still have it up right here. Let me flip it around. This cost me 49 pounds, $8.92, guys. Guys and gals, ladies and gentlemen, $8.92 to ship 49 pounds off. Now, I am in Connecticut, and I'm only shipping that to New Jersey, and there's warehouses all over the country. So hopefully for you, you'll ship close by, right? The closer you ship, the cheaper it's going to be. Sometimes if I ship like board games, if you see over there, I've got some board games stacked up. A lot of times they go across the country, so the price could be double or triple. But yeah, for the most part, I sell a lot of books, board games, media items. I'm typically shipping to New Jersey from Connecticut. Shipping is massively subsidized, so that's a great thing when it comes to selling on Amazon. Are those discounted prices when you're shipping? It's great. Okay, another benefit, right? You see this box right here? I got a bunch of stuff on the floor, but you see this box right here? It's got 20-something products in it, right? Over $800 of profit in that puppy right there. Only $8.92 to ship, right? I only have to ship it out one time, because once I ship it out one time, it hits the Amazon warehouses, it goes into their fulfillment center, and then when it sells, when the products sell, they pick it, pack it, ship it, deal with customer service, and they pay me. How amazing is that? I not only get to outsource the shipping, but I outsource like the fulfillment, the customer service. Customer service is super annoying, right? Who wants to do customer service? I want to be outsourcing. I want to be out listing and shipping products. That's how I'm making money. I'm not making money with customer service. So that's great, right? That's definitely a huge benefit right there. So I want to know in the comments right now, what's holding you back from sending out your first Amazon FBA shipment? The shipping prices are super low. Another benefit, you know, in comparison to eBay, I don't have to create my own listings, right? When you're selling on Amazon, especially through the FBA program, but even on Amazon in general, even if you're a merchant, you're piggybacking on other people's listings. So what does that mean? There's already listings that are created. There's already titles created. There's already pictures created. So all you have to do is just list your product underneath the listing. Huge time saver, right? When you're selling on eBay, how much time does it take you to take a picture and to write a description and a title and to go through all the steps of actually listing it? It takes a while. On Amazon, there's already listings created for most of the products, unless you're doing bundles or private label, or you've got some unique product that's not on Amazon. You're just piggybacking on the listing, which is great, right? It's absolutely great. So what's holding you back from sending out your first Amazon FBA shipment, right? It's super easy to list. I'm using a software called AccelerList, okay? It's called AccelerList, and it's a third-party software created by my buddy Travis Wren, who's actually partners with Caleb Roth, who they run Scout IQ, and Caleb runs eFlip as well, which are some great softwares. That third-party software allows me to list so much quicker. It's great for bookkeeping. It's great for taking a look at my overall shipment, how much profit I made, the average sales rank, keeping track of my sources. Maybe you're sourcing from all different types of libraries and products or sources and retail stores. Which one's best? Which one's working out best for you? Well, when you list through AccelerList, you can track all that, right? So if you want to check out AccelerList, I'd recommend it. Inventory Lab is good as well. I used to use Inventory Lab. I prefer AccelerList. I don't know, it seems faster, quicker. They're updating bugs a lot faster. I enjoy the platform and the layout more. So I would recommend AccelerList. You can check that out at rakeandprofit.com/listbooks, rakeandprofit.com/listbooks, and I hook you guys up with a 2-week free trial, so you can check that out. But yeah, what's holding you back from sending out your first shipment? Casey says, I don't have the room for stuff right now, or I would. The great thing about Amazon is you don't need to have the room. You go out, you source all the products, right? You list them on Amazon, you put them all in a box, and you ship them away. You don't have to store the products when you're selling on Amazon through the FBA, the Fulfillment by Amazon program. They do all the heavy lifting for you, which is great. Do you like to travel? Do you like to take off for a week or two at a time, or do you like to be lazy at times like I do? What does that mean? I like to work hard sometimes and take a couple weeks off. With Amazon, you can do that. You can put in some upfront work, and then you can take a couple weeks off and have all your products in the Amazon Fulfillment Center, and then they'll be selling behind the scenes. All you got to do is download the Amazon Seller app and just watch your sales fly in. Let me go back and answer some questions. If I miss your guys' question, I apologize. I am on a cell phone, so these Amazon questions are just flying through. Chandra is asking, Amazon pick and pack fees are so expensive on top of the $40 a month. Well, let me tell you this right now. What does expensive mean? What does it mean? What does it mean when something's expensive? I would like the definition of that. Because you can take a product, for example, like this product right here, and you could list it on eBay. And after shipping and fees, maybe you'll make $3 or $4. But you're gonna have to take pictures, create the listing, you're gonna exchange your time, you're gonna do photography, you're gonna have to store the item, you're gonna have to ship it, pay for shipping, which is gonna be $3 or $4 to ship, and then you're gonna have to deal with customer service. At the end of the day, you might make $3, $4, $5, right? On Amazon, even though the fees are higher, I'm not only gonna save time, I'm not gonna have to store it, I'm not gonna deal with customer service, and I'm probably gonna make more money. I'll probably make $4, $5, $6, maybe even more than selling it on eBay. So what does expensive mean? A lot of people say the Amazon fees are expensive. What does that mean? It's expensive. It's all relative. Yeah, you could sell it as a merchant and avoid those high fees, but you'll make less money. So what is expensive? It's all relative to the marketplace, right? So if I could save time and I could make more money, but the fees are higher, that's fine. When you're selling through the Amazon FBA program, people are willing to spend more to buy from prime sellers, right? Versus merchants. And on the other hand, on eBay as well, a lot of times those profits are getting eaten up by the shipping fees versus, it's subsidized pretty greatly on Amazon. Paul says he's right. FBA is the way to go. Books are ideal because it eliminates doing a product photo shoot, shipping items yourself, and dealing with customer service. That's it. I've been doing this for a while, guys. This isn't something I'm just pulling out of my you-know-what. But try it yourself. obviously, if you're new to my channel, you don't know who I am, or maybe you have been following me for a while, try it out for yourself. Sell it on eBay, then sell it on Amazon as a merch, and then sell it as an FBA seller, and let me know what works out best for you. That's the greatest thing about business. Your ability to try things and experiment for yourself is endless. Try things for yourself. Don't just take people's word, and see what works best for you, and then come back and let me know. Jim says, what's up, Jim? Hey, Rakin, how'd you deal with all the long-term storage fees from the past year? I know they just did away with it this year, but I got hammered with almost $3K in books. Well, I stopped buying books that weren't selling. So I was aggressive with my pricing. I was keeping an eye on the books. A lot of times people get hammered with long-term storage fees because they have a huge inventory of long-tail items, and they're not keeping, maybe they don't have a repricer, which isn't necessary, but they're not keeping an eye on the prices and changing prices, because the market's always changing. The prices are always changing. So you kind of got to keep an eye on things and focus on products that have a stronger market. We got Andrew in the house. Andrew is my buddy who was on the video last night. We got Andrew with Mental Wealth. What's going on? What's up, Katie Morgan? Katie says, I think the startup cash for the first few shipments before you are making sales is what throws people off. But like any business, you have to put some of your own skin in the game. And that's absolutely true. You know, I was just having a talk with Andrew. I'm going to put Andrew on blast right now. But Andrew and I were, we were getting ready to do a shipment. And he was getting nervous about AccelerList's $35 per month fee. And I understand completely. You got the Amazon professional account, which is $40 a month. You've got AccelerList, which is $35 a month. You've got your cost of goods. There's definitely a barrier to entry. But, that's so cheap in comparison to like 15, 20 years ago, starting like a brick and mortar business. There's no such thing as starting any business for free, right? I mean, maybe there's some out there, maybe like Merch by Amazon and stuff. If you're like a graphic designer, you create your own designs and there's no fee to get started. But with like a buy and sell type of reselling business, there's definitely going to be fees at first. And we're not even taking into account like cash flow issues. You could be making plenty of profit at first, but you're spending your money having to replenish your inventory on a regular basis. So I think a lot of times, people watch YouTube videos, and, I'm even guilty as well, and we make it look like we're making all this money. But first of all, there's gross sales, and then there's, profit, then there's net, and then you have taxes, and obviously there's just a lot of different things to consider. But especially when you're first getting started, yeah, I think it scares people, because you're investing money into these softwares and products and scanners, and you've already got all the bills in your life already. So it's a good thing, though. It's a good thing to be scared. Lets you know that you're getting ready to break through something. And if there was no barrier to entry, then everybody and their mom and dad would be doing it. So it's a good thing. I'm glad that there's the $40 a month professional fee. I'm glad that the prices at thrift stores are not as cheap as they used to be. I would love them to be, but with more competition, and we're living in the information age where there's a million Facebook groups, YouTube channels, TV shows. I mean, I'm glad there's a barrier to entry, or else the market would be completely blown out, which it obviously isn't, because there's thousands of people still making good money on Amazon and eBay. Paul says the most time-consuming part of this whole venture is removing stickers and inputting the items into Amazon or eBay. Hiring someone to take care of that would be well worth it. I hate pulling stickers off. I've got a bunch of items over there in those bags. I got to pull stickers off, and they're a pain in the butt. Definitely invest in a heat gun or a Scotty peeler. Or, like Paul was saying, if you're looking to hire somebody, if you're running an eBay business, hire out photography. Hire out the listing process, or on Amazon, hire the picking and or the packing and the sticker removal. These things definitely, take a bit of time. What's up, Harry Tornado? Says, I sent in my first box about 2 months ago, and every single item sold. It's a steep learning curve, but well worth it. Congratulations, Harry. One of the big things that you guys and gals need to make sure you're doing is learning how to read the Amazon Seller app, learning how to read Scout IQ, understanding Keepa charts, understanding ranks and the differences between rank and categories, and understanding how to read your app in terms of profit, and considering, risk versus reward. If I spend $3 and I can make $4, is it worth it if it's a million rank, or is it worth it if it's a 10,000 rank? How do I get my money back as quick as possible to reinvest it back in the business? So, yeah, is it worth selling on Amazon FBA all day long? You save time, you make more money, you're outsourcing like a huge portion of your business. The shipping prices are subsidized ridiculously. You don't have to create your own listings. Now, is there a steep learning curve? Yes. But there's plenty of YouTube videos out there, and there's tons of free Facebook groups, and there's this YouTube channel as well where you could come and you could ask your own questions. You know, once you learn how to do it, man, it's great. We got Czar St. Louis in the house. What's happening? John says, good money in FBA, but the gurus don't talk about the dark sides. Account suspended. The gurus. I love how people say that. They'll trash the YouTube. I know you're not doing it, but a lot of people are like, the gurus. The gurus, they're ruining it. They don't say the truth. There's so much to know about Amazon. There's so much to know. But I feel like, don't take this the wrong way, guys, but I feel like a lot of people are just really stupid. And I mean that for the kindest part of my heart. People will be like, oh, I made $50 on this item, and people just assume it's all profit. It's like, come on, guys, use your head. Like, obviously, there's like expenses. There's listing fees, insertion fees on eBay, selling fees, cost of goods, taxes. Like, come on, guys. Like, I think we all learned about this when we were like 8 years old. You know, gross is gross, profit is profit, net, it's a completely different story. But yeah, any business, there's always going to be the good and the bad. There's going to be the dark side. There's risks involved. Of course, you can get kicked off. You could get suspended. You could sell a counterfeit item and get kicked off. You could send out a shipment to Amazon and it could get lost. People, do your research. Do your research. Right? Nobody's going to hand you all the answers. You got to go out there and you got to experiment and you got to learn for yourself out there. Too many people are relying on the gurus, right? They're relying on the courses or they're relying on the YouTube videos. Go out there and just do it. Send your first Amazon FBA shipment. You'll probably learn way more than what the gurus teach you. Andrew says, hey, Steve, ever have Amazon label your product for you, place a sticker? Yeah, I used to. I used to do that all the time when I used to have huge RA shipments with like hundreds of products. It's not bad, but once you get yourself like a Dymo printer, I've got myself a Dymo Label 450, and I'm listing through AccelerList. Every time I list something, it shoots out instantly, and I just stick it right on it. So it's quick. It's easy. Sourced, list, ship, repeat. Chandra is asking, what is a suppressed listing? I think it's a listing that's like inactive. I'm not sure if you want to be a little more specific with what's going on in your situation. Thanks, Wayne. Paul Prince says, what's the best way to get ungated in toys and books? Well, probably the best way to do it is to get wholesale orders from vendors and then send your invoice to Amazon and you'll get ungated. But there's also a way that you can go in when you're an Amazon Seller Central. If you're gated for a product, you can request to be ungated, and sometimes you can get instantly ungated. So I would definitely try that out as well. Is it better to buy a more expensive Bluetooth scanner, or is it okay to go with the cheap one? So I've had the expensive $300 Opticon, and now I have the $58 Natamu. If you go to rakeandprofit.com/scanner, you could see the scanner that I just purchased. I've been loving it. The only thing is the intensity of the light on the cheaper scanners isn't going to be as strong versus the more expensive ones. And you'll find if you're outside, it's really, really challenging to scan. Oh, by the way, Tornado, thanks for the $2 super chat. I forgot to shout you out. And also Primetime Treasures coming in with a $10 super chat. Keep crushing it, Brother Profit. Hey, thanks, man. I miss you, man. We got to get up and shoot some more videos soon. If you guys aren't following Primetime Treasure, definitely check him out. Appreciate you, man. But yeah, I would definitely start with the Natamu. I just got it. I love it. It connects to the phone so easily. It's easy to scan. Definitely check out Scout IQ as well. rakeandprofit.com/Scout IQ. Get yourself a free 2-week trial. So the Natamu linked up with Scout IQ. That's what I'm using for books. Also listing with AccelerList. If you're new, you could start with the Amazon Seller Central. It's just a pain in the butt. It takes a lot longer. I'm trying to get my mom to switch over to AccelerList. Erin says she set up the Natamu and she set it up on her lunch break. She loves it. That's awesome. Chandra, yeah, if you ever have issues with suppressed listings or it's like inactive or there's something wrong, you could start up a live chat with Amazon or just give them a call to figure out what's going on. Some of that stuff's kind of confusing. It's like a per case basis. Yeah, John says you're missing information on your listing, so it'll get suppressed. Stacy says, how do I sell student codes? How do I sell student access codes with textbooks? Well, sometimes there's a listing for the textbook and the access code, or sometimes there's a listing only for the access code. Something I learned from Jim Pickens. So sometimes you could actually find listings just for the access code and sell them on Amazon. I haven't done that yet, but I really should. Matter of fact, I just shipped out a $250 book, and I didn't even check to see if the access code was worth more, which was kind of stupid. But still, it's $250, and it was a gift from my mom, so I'm not gonna rip it out. But yeah, if there is an access code, list it in the description because that's a benefit. A lot of books come with access codes that are already used. What is the minimum sell price to make $5 profit on Amazon FBA? That's a great question. What I would do is I would look under your Amazon Seller app or Scout IQ to see how much profit it says per item. Based on the dimensions and the size and the category, your profit's going to be different. So, I could sell this DVD and make $8 profit, and then maybe I could sell this video game and only make $4 profit. So it just depends on the category, the price, all that stuff. So just look in your app, whatever you're listing with. But yeah, probably around, if you have a light item, probably around $15. But again, the category is going to change. Oh, that's a good tip. Primetime says, I hope Mama Profit had a great Mother's Day. I'm sure she did. Paul says, I love that you got your mom involved. Yeah, I taught my mom how to sell on Amazon FBA around, 6 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, and she's been doing it ever since. I think she's like 63 or 64, so she's been doing it since like 58, 59 years old. She had no clue how to scan. She didn't know anything about phones, computers, printers. She was a complete beginner. I mean, if you could define a beginner, Mama Profit's face would be next to that on the definition in the dictionary. I'll tell you right now, she was a complete beginner. If she could do it, anybody can do it. Hey, Czar St. Louis says, love what you're doing. Coming with a $10 super chat. Really appreciate you taking the time to support us all on this journey. Hey, that's what it's all about. I still remember working at the Cracker Barrel, being broke as a joke, $23,000 in debt, just had no time, just no passion, was just angry with life. And when I learned about reselling from the Bonafide Hustler and from the YouTube community 6, 7 years ago, and I started selling clothes and flipping bikes and moving into Amazon, it was just a game changer. So I'm so freaking grateful. If I ever had to go back to working at the Cracker Barrel or delivering pizzas, I might just fill in the blank. It was bad. I was so depressed. So I'm super grateful to be able to be in a position to help you guys and, share the information with you all. James says, I sent in my first shipment and they already banned me, saying 2 of my items could be inauthentic. What did you send in, James? What did you send in? That sucks. I mean, it's possible. It could happen. I would love to know what you shipped in. That sucks really bad. I'm sorry to hear that. Throne 2K says, I've noticed that every time I sell an item that there are Amazon fees and FBA fees which take away from most of my profit. How expensive do my books have to be to make a decent profit? I mean, a lot of times if you've got like a small little tiny book like The Alchemist, like a little tiny small little paperback, you can sell them for $10 if you get it for $1 and make $2 or $3. I don't usually mess with books with that little profit. I look for at least a $4 or $5 profit. So for the most part, you're looking around like $13 to $16 on like the smaller mid-sized books. Mostly smaller books, around $13 to $15. Once you get to a mid-sized book, you really want to be around $14 to $19 if you're only buying it for $1 or $2 to make it worth your time. And once you start getting into the big, heavy textbooks, a lot of times you want to be around $17 to $25 with a $2 to $3 buy price to make it worth your time. The money's really in the $35, $45, $55 books that aren't super huge and heavy. That's how I make most of my money, is finding those books, those nonfiction, those weird, unique books, those obscure books. I just listed a book about battleships from World War I or World War II? I'm not sure, but it was battleships. It was selling for $90 with a $300,000 rank, right? Like, that's huge. Sorry, this phone is shaking a lot. Harry says Bonafide Hustler's the man. Gotta love the Bonafide. Czar, thanks again for that super chat. Ryan B says, is Scout IQ good for RA as well? I would probably use Amazon Seller app for RA. I don't know if it's good for. I don't know if Scout IQ is good for RA, to be honest with you. Maybe someone in the comments can help out. I usually use it for books because they have the e-score. What would you consider a good, bad rank on books? A good rank is like anything under $1 million is good for me. Once you start going over $1 million rank, especially over like 1.5 million, I want to be looking at least a 10 to 15 to $20 profit. But again, don't forget sales rank is moving. It's always moving. So if you have like a couple million rank book, it could drop down to 100, 200,000 with a sale and then creep up slowly or quickly based on previous sales velocity. So it's always moving. A lot of times people ask, I have a 2 million rank book. How long is it going to take to sell? 3 months, 4 months? And it really depends. It could sell tomorrow. And then the rank would drop down and then it would slowly keep creeping back up until it's sold again. So that's why I would recommend using a website called Keepa.com, because then you can get an idea of previous sales and history of rank, sales velocity, so on and so forth. What's up, Renee? Renee Scott is asking, must I use my banking info to sell on Amazon? Is there a way to not give that out? I'm not sure. I think you got to give your banking and a credit card information. Paul says, I feel the same way. I was working in the restaurant business for many years dealing with crappy owners and customers. Finally, now I have my own purpose where I'm motivated and energetic. That's it. That's why it's so worth it. You know, it's so worth it to start your own business. Is it easy? No. Is it hard? Yes. Is it lonely at times? Absolutely. Do you have to start by investing money into this business with no guarantees? Absolutely. Could you get kicked off? Yes. When you make $100, is that all profit? No. Are there fees involved? Yes. Right? Are there long-term storage fees? Yes. Are there shipping fees? Yes. Sometimes do you buy an item and you screw up and it's broken or damaged? Absolutely. Are things going to go perfect all the time? No freaking way. Are you going to be on cloud 9 for a couple months and then all of a sudden shit's going to hit the fan and things are going to screw up and you're going to get refunds and returns and issues and claims? And yes, it's going to happen. It probably will. But that's the beautiful thing about business, right? There's risks involved, but the upside is just huge, right? What's the alternative? Just keep living a life of no passion, no motivation, working for the man, clocking in, clocking out. I mean, if you're doing something you love, then good for you. But if you're miserable, like I was, and I would sit in my car before my shift with my little Cracker Barrel apron on, and I would just sit there just miserable and depressed and I would just say to myself, I'm going to call out. I'm going to call out today. I never would. I'm going to call out. I'm going to make up an excuse. I'm going to say I'm sick. I'm going to lie about my car breaking down. Like my brain would go crazy. What's the alternative? Live that life, right? So, I don't know. That's just my 2 cents on it. I'm getting deep. Harry's asking, have you ever found a book with a signature inside? Did you try to have it certified or just sell it without proof of authenticity? I found a couple. I've looked them up on eBay. They haven't been worth that much, so I just sold them on Amazon because the price was similar. But if I found something really rare, I would probably maybe look a little deeper into it, but I really don't have knowledge on that, Harry. Ira says, I like to look at Keepa sales rank drops per month. It's a pretty decent information about sales velocity. Absolutely. Every time you see it drop off on the chart, usually it's an indicator of a sale. One of the items, so James actually got kicked off Amazon, and he's saying because he had gotten 2 inauthentic claims, which is crazy. One of them was a brand new Ninja Turtle wooden figure thing that my nephew got for Christmas. Didn't open, so he gave it to me. Another one was a window balance that I had got in a clearance section. Yeah, so one of the downsides, all right, I want to go into this really quick. One of the downsides of retail arbitrage, especially thrifting and garage sales, selling on Amazon, since we're talking about what the gurus don't tell you. One of the downsides, one of the dark sides is if you find an item from a thrift store, or if you find an item at a garage sale, or even if you find an item from a retail store and you sell it on Amazon and you get an authentic claim, or the seller or the buyer says this was fake or bootleg, what Amazon's going to typically do is they're going to ask you for proof. And what they usually want as proof is an invoice from the manufacturer. Sometimes, or in the past, they would accept a receipt from a retail store. I feel like that's like 50-50 now. But if you're doing thrift stores or garage sales and you sell an item on Amazon and it's bootlegged and they want proof, you have zero proof. You can't prove it. Okay? So there is a risk of you getting in trouble. I found that retail items, a lot of like stuff like from retail stores and stuff are riskier, especially electronics and stuff like that. I haven't had a problem with like a lot of like media and books and even video games. I haven't had a problem, but there are certain items that are riskier to sell on Amazon. Again, I haven't had any issues. I know people who do have issues. It's one of those risks. So I did want to share that with you guys. But there's a risk in any business, right? There's a risk that you start a pizzeria and the whole place burns down, right? There's a risk, you know, if you're working at a job that you can get fired or laid off, right? There's risks with everything. So there's always a risk. John says, do you use Scout IQ? Yes. Do I like it? Yes. Do you need the database option or just a scanner? No, you don't need the database option unless you want to be able to scan quicker without utilizing the internet. So the database mode allows you to download the information through the API of Amazon. You download all the information and you have it stored in your phone, and now you're scanning based on the information you downloaded off the internet. It's not live data, which is fine. Just want to update it on a consistent basis. I haven't used Scoutly in a while, which I think used to be FBA Scan. I haven't used Inventory Lab in a while either, Junkman. I used to, but I prefer Exceller List. If you don't know what Exceller List is, you can check it out at rakeandprofit.com/listbooks. rakeandprofit.com/listbooks. And I think they have a 2-week trial that you can use, but that's what I'm using right here. I just literally shipped out a shipment. I got to finish it up right now. I shipped out 22 products. I had 2 of the same SKU, so it says 21 SKUs. Estimated weight, it was a little under 49 pounds. Average sales rank was $3.97, mostly books, with a total profit of around $8.12. So the cool thing about this is you could, in Exceller List, you can input your buy price, your sell price, obviously. You can put a SKU prefix in, a SKU number to track things, your quantity, date purchased, a custom SKU template. It's really cool. So really enjoying Exceller List. But yeah, is it worth it to sell on Amazon FBA? Absolutely, all day long. Hopefully I convinced you guys, right? I really want to see you guys succeed. I want to see you guys starting to make some money. I want to see you guys grow your business. And I think Amazon can definitely do that for you. So with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, do me a big favor and smash that like button. We've got 124 people in the house, so I want to see how many likes we can get right now, guys. rakeandprofit.com is the name, is the YouTube channel. You can also check out the website, rakeandprofit.com/products. If you're looking to get started selling on eBay, I've got a ton of free and also a couple just cheap paid books to help you get started. But yeah, I'm here for you guys. Appreciate you all. With that being said, peace out, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, Prime Time. Appreciate you, Junk Man. Hopefully you guys all have a great day. Sterling, K.